going to do one more. I have a little bit of extra time, so I'm going to try to get another one out. I didn't do any journaling for this one. That was on the last one. I'm just going to go right into another reading while the kids are in bed and no one's screaming. I have a chance to get it done, so I'm going to do it. What does my collective need to know? Oh my God. Look at this shit. Sorry. Yeah. Strength, 10 of Cups, 9 of Cups, Empress. My God. There's that 6 of Swords again. So yeah, moving on here. Moving on is great for you. Moving on up. That's what I keep hearing. So obviously, if you're starting to do a little bit of the work, it's showing. Wonderful. What? Oof. All right. All right. So we have 8 of Swords, Magician in reverse, Knight of Swords in reverse. So I kind of feel like somebody's maybe not progressing as quickly as they want to. Right? I always kind of like jostle around in my mind like how I want to tell people things when this kind of stuff comes up. Do I want to be very blunt and go, well, it's not really about you? Or do I want to like ease into it? I guess it's not about you. I'm just gonna go, since that came to me first, that's why I laugh. It's kind of like it's not about you. It's not about, I mean, it's about you, but it's not about you is what I'm getting. In order to move forward, right, we have to do the work. But even if we do the work, if other things aren't where they need to be, it can't move forward, regardless if you're doing the work or not, right? So it's not necessarily that you're stuck or you're not doing the work or you're not manifesting or nothing's happening, or, you know, it's that it's not happening now. Okay? Sometimes other things need to happen, because if they happened in the way we would want them to, it might not turn out how we need to, right? It's almost like everything, like I keep seeing a key. Okay, this is what I'm seeing. Come into my mind. I'm seeing a key go into a lock hole, right? The little lock hole. And when you push the key in, it has those little tumblers or whatever. And like every tumbler has to, like, say this one has to be pushed out this far, this one's this way, this one this. It's all a certain way. And in order for it to completely unlock, all those tumblers have to be absolutely perfect, right? It has to be such and such a way to make that door open, to open that lock. That's what I'm seeing here. Okay? It's not that you're stuck. It's not that you're not doing the work. It's not that, you know, things just aren't happening, or it's never going to happen, or, you know, whatever it is that you're telling yourself that you're freaking out about here, because this gives me almost like, well, when is it going to happen then? Or, well, you know, it almost gives like a, I don't know what I'm doing. I've done all this stuff, and I, you know, what else can I do? And you're kind of being told nothing. Continue on your work. You know, it's when people kind of start out on like a spiritual course, it's almost like they have this idea in their head that they're eventually going to get to this place eventually, right? And that's it. No more of this having to do shadow work, no more healing, no more this, no more that. And that's just crap. Okay, I'm sorry. I will be the one to burst that bubble. It's crap. It really, there is no that place. You just become at peace. There's still stuff you could work on. You know, there will always be something. And, you know, I pray there's always something I need to work on. Something I need to learn. Because there's reason for me to be here then, right? That's the point. So this isn't, to me, like, again, so someone's ancestor, I don't know if like somebody's used to like use the word brat a lot, but like that's, if somebody's ancestor was alive, I feel like that's what they would say here is you're being a brat. I'm don't shoot the messenger. I'm just saying that's what I'm picking. Like the energy I'm getting is they'd be like, you're being a brat. Okay? It's almost like you're mad that it's not happening how you want it as quickly as you want it. And this might be a message for me. I can be kind of a brat. You know, I could see my grandpa or my grandma saying that to me. You're being a brat, Caitlin. Yeah, probably. This doesn't feel like there's any kind of nefarious thing going on. Like it just feels like you're in a season where all your work is accumulating, and that's just how it's going to be. It's not time for this to manifest. That's what I keep hearing. What can they do in the meantime? Okay. Okay, Five of Swords on the bottom. So I think they just kind of want you to make the decision to stick with healing. Stick with the healing journey no matter what's going on, what you're seeing, what you're not seeing. You know, stop this. It's almost like self-sabotage to me. Like, look, he's making off with everyone's swords, but he's carrying it where he's probably going to lose a finger. You know, who carries all those swords like that? You know, so it's like you're only really hurting yourself. So what I'm hearing is like your best move here would be to just make the decision that even though things aren't moving and you really don't see anything happening here, that the healing and the timing, right? This is a card of divine timing. It's all being worked out, right? The key is going in the tumbler, and it's unlocking. The more you push that key in, it's pushing those tumblers, right? That's what I'm getting. And the only thing they want you to do is just keep moving forward. And whatever that looks like to you, whether it's getting out of bed in the morning and managing to make your bed, okay? Whether it's, I don't know what else, going for a walk, you know, or reading a book, or, you know, listening to a podcast, or whatever it is that you are like, well, this will help me. This is what I want to do. This is how I'm feeling. This will help me. Do it. Okay? That's all you gotta do. Okay, for some of you, the reason things aren't moving here, okay, is because you've yet to move away from things that aren't serving you emotionally. You're either in a place physically, there's that King of Wands again. You might be a King of Wands, you might be a fire sign. You're in a place that's emotionally, it's not good for you. Wherever that might be in your life, right? And that could be what's slowing this down is you're not knowing when to walk away from something. It could be something as simple as knowing when to walk away from an argument, knowing when to walk away from disappointments, things that we kind of mull over in our head and really bind us all up. It's self-depreciating humor. So like, oh geez. So maybe like you make it my nose is like itching now. Maybe you like to point out your flaws before anyone else can. You know, it's just easier that way. Then nobody can use them as weapons to you. Don't. Stop yourself before you do that. Exit the conversation. There's the sun and moon. There's almost like an imbalance emotionally here. Someone feels very So you're having to walk away from something emotionally, but into like in your mind, you're still there. That's difficult because it's almost like your mind is making you stay, but your emotions are saying it's time to go. That's tough. So that might be something, you know, that is the reason why things aren't moving, is because you're still in a place or a atmosphere or some kind of, I need to know what this is. Let's see, hold on, what is this? It's obviously something that you have spent a lot of time thinking about. It could be a job. There's a lot of pentacles coming out. So this could be a career. It could be something that you do for a living. It could be something you've put a lot of work and effort into. You've watched it grow. It's gone from the 6 to the 7. So this is something that you've watched grow. You know, I've heard it, my baby. So this can be something that you really, either you created or you helped it become what it is, and it's taken a long time for it to do this, but it almost looks like it's causing some sort of like head over heart problem. It's like not everybody's on the same page here. It's like you've put a lot of work in here, but you can't help but like think, like look, he's like look at all this, he has all this stuff, but he's also like giving a lot of thought to something else. Like his mind really isn't in this anymore, it's somewhere else. And with the 6 of Pentacles, it's almost like you feel there would be more balance somewhere else. But like honestly though, like all the time you spend thinking and doing this, like you don't need to. Like as long as you're working on yourself and you're focusing on yourself and going in a direction, that should be enough to kind of force it, right? I'm not saying you want to force things. I'm saying sometimes it takes action to force the universe to respond, right? The universe is kind of always responding to us. So if you're just kind of in this constant state of back and forth between your brain and your heart, your brain and your heart, your brain and your heart, not happy where I'm at, don't like this, blah, 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 brain and your heart, brain and your heart, where are you going? What are you doing? Nothing. You're staying there, right? You're just not getting any work done. You're just going to stay there daydreaming, right? It doesn't help anyone. It certainly doesn't help you. So sometimes what I mean by when I see you to force the universe to respond is just picking the direction. In this case, your healing, your movement forward, picking that, right? Making a decision that I'm going to go in a direction that's healing towards me. And just that alone is enough to kind of force things enough so you can, whether it's rise above something to see a different perspective or point of view, whether it's noticing something you hadn't noticed before, which makes an easier decision. You know, these kind of things, whether it's if you didn't watch my last reading, that might actually really help you, because I'm getting like in that reading, it was a lot of like getting back to like spiritual practices if you had them, or maybe pray or something like that. Like something is going on. There's a need for movement in an area. Ooh. Oh my gosh. Oh, seriously. Okay, it's the King of Wands again. And the Six of Cups. Okay, so you're passionate about something. I was gonna say or someone, and I didn't, but it's saying that's the truth. So listen, you're passionate about something or someone. You know, it's like here he's walking away from all these empty cups. There's 8 empty cups and whatever that he's thinking about a lot, right? Right, there's all these empty cups. And then there's this card, and all these cups are full, right? Like there's less cups, but they're all full with beautiful things. So this to me is like quality over quantity is what I'm picking up here. That's the truth. I don't know if you're thinking of, maybe this is a work thing, or you're, you know, thinking about maybe something has more but it doesn't give you as much, or I don't know, this is weird. It's 4 swords in reverse, Emperor in reverse. Somebody, look, I think you are just kind of putting the dots together, okay? And I don't think that you can see enough to really move in a direction that's too many steps ahead of you right now, okay? We're not playing the long game right now. We're playing the Stingray Shuffle, okay? We're doing a couple shuffles at a time. That's all we're doing. Because this type of healing, this type of intense purification and transmutation, you need to take it step by step. There's no bypassing it. There's no glossing over it. You really need to burn all that out. I feel like you have 2 different scenarios going on. Maybe more than that even. In work and personal and whatever different areas. And it's this head over heart decision in all of them, you know. What brings you balance? What brings you healing? What makes you feel not like this? You know, you don't need anything that kind of mulls up the storms. You know, you don't need anything else pulling you into a storm. I heard kindness again. That came out a bunch with that first reading. I keep being drawn to these. Excuse me, I'm yawning. Keep wanting to look at these. Just hold on a second. Yeah, it's almost like I keep hearing like I had to walk away. There was no balance. It's almost like your equilibrium is off. Like when you like go on too many rides or something, it's just too much. You're just like, no, this isn't it. This is not it. Like there's healing elsewhere, and where I honestly feel like your healing is with whatever your higher power is, whether that's God, whether that's self, whether that's the angels, whether that's your ancestors, whatever your strength in personal conviction is, that's where you're healing. You need to be going in the direction. That's okay. That needs to be you. It's really important, because the more in tune with that spiritual side, that connection that you have, right, with the unseen, the easier this is to sort out, because you're able to look at things by feeling, not just by sight. It's how does it feel? Yeah, it's like not everything is as great as it seems. And just because something looks like it's going to be really great, all those cups might be empty, is what I'm getting. I have a poem here. It's by Robert Browning, and I love it. It says, "A whole I planned, youth shows but half. Trust God, see all, nor be afraid." And I love that. That's kind of the feeling I get, is like, if you're able to push aside these fears and this constant like chatter. Oh my gosh, it's like this constant chatter, right? And kind of put it in something else's hands, just that weight might be enough to kind of shake things up enough for you to move on to the next area. This is heavy. Like, this feeling here is heavy, but over here is very nice. Like, once you make that Two of Swords, that decision to go towards healing, to go towards yourself, what's going to help you, that's when things kind of, it's almost like, when a beaver gets in and builds a dam in a stream, like it kind of blocks it all up, right? And once you take all the sticks out, that's when that's what I'm seeing. Oh my gosh, I did it again. Oh, keep dropping these cards. No wonder I put it on that side. Seven of Wands, Queen of Cups. I feel like it's almost going to be kind of an internal battle. I'm going to leave that there too. It's like a struggle. It's like you have this idea of like what you want clearly, but you're almost like building a wall to it at the same time. Just because you're defensive about it, because you're thinking about it too much. Like, if you think about it this much and you're not going anywhere, stop thinking about it. It's not helping. It's like, I feel like the universe is like like thrown all these like opportunities for you. Here, you can practice doing this, you can practice doing this, you can practice doing this, and you're kind of like, no. And it's like you're so close to this edge, so close to, like, you have nowhere to go. Like, got him, universe got you now. You have to. If like you choose that path, then guess what? High Priestess. Yep. Guess what? You're gonna look at it whether you want to see it or not. Nine of Pentacles. And once you do, I think, look, yeah, once you take a good look at it, Empress, I think things will get very clear. It'll really be pretty refreshing, because I think it'll align you in a direction that is more suited for you. Really, really beautiful. It's almost like this Seven of Swords here reversed. It's almost like it won't be able to even come near you. Like any kind of effery or anything like that, it just won't even be able to get near you because it won't have any traction. You'll be so able to see above everything that it just won't even matter. All right, I picked a marble. And this is, looks like Joseph. I had a nativity set when I was little, really tiny, right? And I only have a few of the pieces left. And a marble. Maybe some of you are contemplating being a provider, being responsible. This kind of like reminds me of like a little planet, you know? Like a little, and like somebody's having to hold that planet up. Would you be able to? It's like you want to live in this Nine of Pentacles, but you're here in the Seven, right? And I kind of see you, how can I do that? Circumstances, they might not be what you want them to be, but they might be exactly what you need them to be, which is just as tough, right? But there's always a reason. I feel like it's almost like back here, this energy. It's like you're looking, it's like you're looking for something, like this tiny light, this tiny glimmer of something, right? And you're looking and it almost looks like it's there, but it's so little. Mustard seed, right? That's all you need. So for some of you, that's definitely a message. It's you know, you don't need superhuman strength. You don't need superhuman. You just need enough. And some days that might fluctuate. Some days that might look like a mountain, and some days that might look like a mustard seed. It's whatever you can do that day, right? I feel like somebody might not be in a circumstance or a place that they're necessarily, I don't want to say happy about, but because that's not the right word. Maybe you're questioning your purposefulness. I don't know. Or maybe you're just wondering how it's going to connect the dots. Like, a lot of people will go, well, I don't see myself ever being here because look where I am now. Listen, a whole lot can change in a very short amount of time. You can't judge where you are right now on where you're going to be 5 years from now. You can't, not even a year. Okay? There's so many things that can happen in a year. And it really does you no good to think about them. Like, this is all you're going to be doing to yourself if you're thinking about that kind of stuff. Excuse my nails. I haven't gone to get them done. I need to. All the kids are home from school, so it's like don't really have a lot of chance to sneak out as much. So maybe you got kids home from school. Maybe you're learning to deal with kids. Maybe you're spending more time with your kids. Maybe. What else? Any other messages? Woof, jeez. Some of you aren't able to move forward just because you aren't able to let go. Like, you're holding on so tight to something, and I'm not even, I was gonna say, I don't even know why, but there's why. So this could be some sort of trauma bond, this could be some sort of toxic scenario, and like, I don't really like using toxic. I honestly get kind of irritated when I hear those words being, or I'll add like one of these catchphrasey, toxic kind of words. I don't really, they're just thrown around so much. Like, what did I hear earlier that I was like, it irked me, and it was funny, like, that I got like, ugh. It was a hater. They're a hater. I was just like, ugh. I don't know why that triggered me. I should look at that, Maybe that triggers you. I don't know. But it must be something for somebody because I'm pointing it out because it just came up again. But it's funny. The things that kind of trigger people. Like, this guy, it's almost like he's so proud that he has these 4 pentacles. That he's just stuck there. He's like got one balanced on his head. He's got his hands all wrapped up. His feet are on one, feet are on the other. It's like he's so worried about these 4 pentacles. And it's like, guy, there's so many more pentacles to make, elsewhere. Like, somewhere else could have way more pentacles. But you're so focused on these 4 pentacles. Seven and 4. 11. Okay, you're going to be coming face to face, I think, with a lot of, I don't want to say harsh truths, but a lot of, they're going to smack you in the face. These realizations that are coming up. And I think it's going to have a lot to do with abundance. Now, abundance isn't always money. Abundance is what you think it is, honestly, just like success. It's a lot of different definitions of success. There's a lot of different ways we can be abundant. So what is your abundance? What would you consider your abundance? What do you feel is abundance for you? Is it where you get to this point where you just kind of do what you want and take up having a falcon and, the dream, right? This is very, there it is again. I think it's also like, what have you kind of been sold on? Like, what has been sold to you as what abundance should be? Because a lot of time, like, society will tell us what our abundance should be. Oh, you should be doing this by this age, or you should be doing this, or you should be with this kind of person, or like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's a lot of these things, they aren't personal truths. They're societal truths. They're kind of pushed on us. Five of Pentacles and the Empress. I feel like something flipped over in here. Let me just take a peek, make sure it didn't. Oh, yep. Oh, jeez. So there might be some healing that's kind of slowing your progress, centering around maybe being left out in the cold. This Wounded Warrior card is out, so this is somebody who's really taken a licking but kept on ticking. Really didn't have time to heal, just got back up, and I don't know who's a Monty Python fan, but the Holy Grail movie, when he got all his limbs chopped off, right? And he's like, oh, it's just a flesh wound, like nothing, like a scratch, right? That's this guy. I think about that every time I see this card. It's like he's got half of his like limbs chopped off, and he's like, nah, I'm good, it's fine. What are you talking about? Like, I'll still kill you. What do you that's this. And it's like somebody who has been kind of hurt, right? Maybe by somebody who it wasn't what they thought they were going to be, or like this Empress reversed here. Either you left this person out in the cold, or maybe this is something that happened to you, or maybe it's both. Maybe, it was just a long chain of this happening and you've been on both ends of it. I don't think there was adequate time for healing. I think major healing needs to be done from this. This might have stemmed from an old wound, and then maybe you did it to somebody else, or they did it to you because they had it happen to them. Like, this is like hurt people hurt people. This is a prime example of hurt people hurting people. And I don't think that you ever really healed. I think you just kind of got back up and kept it pushing. And I get that. I do. And good for you, to keep going. Plenty of people don't, which is sad. But you did, so good job. I'm proud of you. If no one's told you that lately, I'm proud of you. My heart, like, you should be proud of yourself too. But the thing about hurting people is you can be the person to break that chain, to stop, because it has to stop. Once the link is taken out, then it can't go any further. It can just stop with you being hurt, or that person, if they choose to heal and move on from it. Like, it doesn't have to keep happening. Anything else? I'm at 40 minutes now.